Everybody, it's Jenica here with Keller Williams, and I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out to you guys during this time with everything with the coronavirus and just say hello. And I hope you guys are doing well. And we're here for you if you need anything. And I just wanted to reach out. I'm sure that there's a lot of you who are curious about what's going on with real estate and how this is all affecting real estate. And so we just wanted to update you on a few different points. So, right now, as far as us. We're still working. We're still here if you need us. We do have some limitations as far as most of our jobs have to be done virtually. So virtual walkthroughs, virtual appointments, things like that. We're absolutely still here. Things are still selling. We're still seeing properties be listed. So a few things that we can do if you are thinking of selling is we can do a virtual walkthrough and walk through your home with you via Zoom or FaceTime, and we can point out here's what we think you should do to fix up your home so that when this is all lifted, we can have you be ready to go live. So that's something we can do. Also, sellers, even with the lockdown, are able to do a video walkthrough with buyers. So that's another way, if you are thinking of purchasing a home now, that we can help you to facilitate that even during this lockdown period. The other thing we can do if you're a buyer and are considering buying, during this time, we can do a consultation with you via Zoom. So a virtual consultation. So those are some things that we can do during this time. As far as the market goes and how this is all going to affect the market, I think that with unemployment, there's no way, it has to go down some. So how much it will go down, I don't know, in the next 60 days, we'll know kind of how much it's going to go down. I just think up until this point, though, we've seen tons of multiple offers, property prices being driven up, appraisals being waived. So people saying, I'll pay the difference if the property doesn't appraise. So I do believe that we will experience a shift. I'm just not sure to what degree. And so for somebody who is thinking of selling or has been considering that in the past and wanted to do it at the height of the market, I would say that now is probably the time. So that's something just to consider. As far as appraisals go right now, we had an appraisal that was done on Monday, and the appraiser was able to access the house and go inside. There are some appraisers I've heard that are not wanting to go inside of property, so that's something to consider as well. They're doing what's called like a drive-by appraisal. And so that's the way that it's kind of getting done right now. There's also been information on social media and whatnot about, stopping paying your mortgage. The government's going to allow you to do that. They'll just tack it onto the end of your loan. We've heard some other information too that sometimes if they, defer your payment for April and May, then come June, you're going to have to pay 3 months of your mortgage. So our advice would be you call your servicer before you stop paying your mortgage. You find out the details. Hopefully it won't hurt your credit, but you want to ask all those questions to make sure you get the right answers. So those are just some tips on that. As far as jumbo loans go, they are not backed by Fannie and Freddie, and so they are getting more strict with these types of loans. So just something to consider if you're in a high price point and you're getting a jumbo loan, that's something to consider. We do have some awesome loan officers that we can connect you with to help you, whether you're thinking of refinancing or thinking of purchasing. And then let's see, we had a client ask if now was a good time to buy. So they also are selling their home and getting ready to close on that. But what we want to say to that, I guess, is that it's all relative. So if you're selling high and, also buying at the height of the market, it's hard to take advantage of both times, selling high and buying low, unless you rent in between. So if these clients were able to sell high and then rent for, let's say, 2 years, see what happens with the market, and then buy, like absolutely, they could probably take advantage of both, the height of the market and maybe as it's decreased, if it, in fact, does do that. But you have to think about for your own family, is it worth it? Is there a rental I want to, move into? And also, what is the rent? Because a lot of times I know in California, rents are crazy high. So that may not be the best bet for you. So that's something to think about. It's hard, again, to do it at like sell high and buy low unless you rent in between, especially if you have a property to sell. The prices are really high right now for sellers. Let's see. We want to be here as a resource for you during this time. So if there's anything you need, we'd love to point you in the right direction, or if we can help personally, we'd love to do that. We do have a lender that we work with who is has paid for about $2,500 in meals. And so it's through a catering company and they'll even deliver to you. So if you know somebody who's in need, we'd love to be able to pass you that resource so that you could utilize that. And kind of going back to the silver lining of things, in 2009 and 10, when we helped so many people purchase properties in like the $100,000 price range, it's crazy to think about that now because you can't really get much of anything in that price range. But it was so cool to see them start their, real estate portfolio with investment properties that would cash flow for them because of how low the prices were. And so that was an opportunity at that time, even though, there were a ton of foreclosures and short sales. So during times of adversity, there are opportunities, and so that's what I hope that all of us, whether we're home with our kids or we're experiencing a loss in our business or whatnot, that we can find opportunity during this time. I've seen so many different entrepreneurs too, like going online or finding ways to connect with their clients or their fans or their audience, via an online platform. And maybe they didn't do that before, but this is kind of forcing them to take a different route. So I would hope that as our clients and friends, that you're able to find the silver lining during this time, even though it is tough. Just like my clients did, and some of you were then, but who were able to purchase homes back when, there was another, crisis, if you will, right? When the housing market crashed in those years. Hopefully you're able to connect with your family. I know we've done gym time together and that's been super fun, but also sprained my foot during gym time as we were working out in the garage together, and one of my boys ran into me. I had sprained foot, but I'm doing okay and I'm healing. But there's been family lunches that we haven't been able to have. And so I know for me personally, it's forced me to slow down some. And so I hope that for you, you're able to connect with those you love more. And even we've done a Zoom happy hour with two girlfriends of mine, and that was so fun. Our kids have done Zoom. So I hope that you've been able to connect with people you love and your friends with their friend, or with your kids with their friends during this time too, and just finding resources to get outside a couple times a day. That's always really good for your mind and your body. And maybe it's, getting some stuff checked off your to-do list or your vision board for the year. Maybe you have time to do that now and you didn't before. I know that Yale is offering a class on happiness, and I actually enrolled in that. And it's really interesting having graduated from Sac State in 2006. It's like, oh my gosh, that was so long ago. That was 14 years ago. I feel so old. But it's fun to kind of be back in school and going through that class a little bit. We definitely have quiet time each day because I have two kids at home. Thankfully, I have an awesome team, that Jessica and Ashley and Liz, who are helping me as well. But we have a schedule, and this is when this happens, and we're just doing the best we can. But it's not perfect, and I think we're all kind of in the same boat. So I hope this has been helpful for you. And again, if we can do anything for you, please reach out. We want you to know that we're here for you. And as things change, we'll continue to update you via our newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, feel free to email us and we can put you on there. But we're trying to, keep you guys up to date with what's going on. So have a great day. Take care.